Hello. Oh my god, the widget is still broken. Hello, guys. Welcome. There we go. To our Patreon hangout. Oh god, I just realized that the syncing is probably all screwed up. Actually, maybe we're okay. Oh yeah, because we got the new Hopodge HD blah 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 Pro 60, and that reduces the latency on everything by almost completely. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see me. So the reason we're starting 15 minutes late is because I actually started this at 8, and then I let it run on the little pre-roll screen for 5 minutes. And then I started and then realized, nobody's responding. What is this all about? And then looked and realized that there was also a separate go live, but so YouTube Studio has now almost fully, like 95%, moved over to the new studio that is terrible and sucks and is very app-y, as opposed to the previous Creator Studio that was very like website-y. So everything is awkward and weird, and I hate it. But yeah, so Sarah's downstairs. She's hanging out right now. We got Seb's over, and I think Ben is in the middle of something in this exact moment, but he'll probably be jumping up in a few. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm also coming off of hosting with the liquid in this cup. I'm going to look at myself in the camera, which is this way, and it's weird. We had a virtual happy hour. It's actually our second one in 2 weeks, and the second one was me hosting with Jackbox Party Pack, which was kind of fun. So yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, so I think today's probably gonna be kind of low key for fairly obvious. If things are still, and odds are they probably will be, realistically speaking, if things are still locked down to this degree come next month's Patreon hangout, I will probably pull an interesting mulligan, and rather than just having a shot of me and Sarah and Ben, if they're here, for at that time, in this room, I'll probably try to grab people on Skype. I will probably try to see if we can get Jeff and maybe like CJ and maybe John and like do a big Skype thing, like all of the great Twitch vlog casts or whatever they would be called. Getting crunk live, yeah. I guess that's almost a way of putting it. And I see what I missed in Resident Evil 3. Yes, unfortunately. So I'm bummed because I know there are posters somewhere too for, I forget if it's, I think it's presented. Actually, maybe we did catch them and I'm forgetting about it. There's posters for a symposium on robotics in the game somewhere. And it's got two very prominent faces, and one of them is a fairly wiry man with frizzled, wild hair, and another guy with a really beautiful beard, and it's pretty clearly meant to be Dr. Wily and Dr. Light. Last Friday when we were doing game night. Oh yes, yeah, I was at a work thing for that. Yeah, that was at the other virtual happy hour. Oh my god. I haven't done many of those. I feel bad, right? Because, like, our office is a pretty hip place, generally speaking. Like, it's run by people who are my age, and they do a lot of community events. They try to do, like, trivia nights, and they do, like, bar nights and things. I never jump in on those, partly because we're always, like, I'm either streaming or working on stuff, like videos and things, so I never join in. I have to make sure that when things get back to normal, that at least once in a while I head out to do some of those, because they can be fun, and I like being able to, like, hang out with folks. I'm also just, oh no, that's the thing there. I gotta change. Oh no, it's live chat here too. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna touch anything. But yeah, so welcome to a very isolated Patreon hangout, I suppose. I usually go with fire, so I'm gonna say ice. I'm gonna say ice for this one. I almost always pick fire between the two. It's funny, right? Because, like, when I play Kirby games, especially Kirbys Adventure and Kirby Superstar, my favorite abilities are fire, fireball, ice, and freeze. Some subs, I can never decide between them. I think it depends on the game, right? I think in Kirby's Adventure, I don't know why, but I like fireball better than fire because it's an aggressive attack that you can use to charge with. But I like ice better than freeze, even though you stand still versus having a whole cloud of ice around you. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it until right now. So thank you for the crisis, Alksprit. I like fire better than ice and Kirby. I think generally speaking, when they put fire and fireball together, fire pretty much ran away with it. I don't think ice has ever really caught up at that point. They haven't called burning fireball since Adventure. I know, but I like fireball better. Burning is a very dumb name for that ability, especially since it's whatever. But regardless, fire is similar, but otherwise they're not. Well, like you can't do an ice fireball, right? So, but you can skate, which is adorable. So there you go. I'm just pulling up. I'm actually going to do this based off of the Discord where I put these as opposed to my usual note file because it's easier. I have them. So I have like a notepad file called schedule that has like our day-to-day, like kind of, it's in like a calendar style format. I guess it's like if you took a calendar and just did Monday through Sunday side by side, and then like vertically it's the games. That's usually how I look at it. But right now, you can also tell when I'm switching tabs. That's Discord. That's Notepad. Discord, Notepad. So on Notepad, I just kind of have them all in a big stack, and I have them kind of in like a general like Ring Fit Adventure, Zelda, Mega Man. Zelda, Mega Man, Pokemon, Sonic, Kirby, Resident Evil, and then other stuff comes below that. In Discord, I have it more in the now playing channel. I have it sorted by actual, like, what are we actually playing versus what are we not playing. But does Notepad not have a dark mode? I never really thought about it because I actually just kind of like they picked good off-white and off-black colors. And I never really thought about whether or not Notes. Notepad is on PC. Notes is on MacBook. I never thought about whether or not Notes had a dark mode. Huh. Let's see. Put Notepad on night mode. I mean, does it? I don't know. Did you Let's Play when? I would actually... So, it's weird. When I was a kid, I think I actually liked the Digimon Adventure series, both of them. I hate how series plural is series. Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 02, I loved. And I think the reason I loved them is because in my head it was like, this is what it would be like if the Pokemon cartoon show had a plot. Because, boy... The anime for Pokemon feels so aimless when it really gets down to it. If you actually look at it, it's the most they literally have more than 1,000 episodes now, don't they? Oh, it's so episodic. And nowadays it seems like they stick generally closer to the plot of the games, whereas back in the day it was like, hey, here's an asshole with a tent and he's got 100 wins, or he's got 99 wins, and it's like, okay, cool. The Digimon movie is great. So did you guys watch the American version, which is 3 separate shorter OVAs stapled together, or do you watch the Japanese ones, which are longer overall? Because that's the one with Apocalypse. No, Apocalypse from the show. It has I can't remember what the name of that guy is. The American version. Gotcha. Okay. I forget what the name is. Oh, no, nobody. You got the doubling thing. That's weird. Oh, yeah, All-Star. Oh, it's so weird. It's the most 2000 thing because they just randomly drop fucking, I was going to say Bare Naked Ladies, Smash Mouth in there. Diablomon. Yes, okay, that's right. Apocalypse is like the final boss of Adventure 1? I think. I will say, I guess minor spoilers for Digimon Adventure 2. You get your... So, Mummymon and... I was going to say Ankylamon, and that's totally wrong. Is it Arachnamon? What's her name? The Spider Lady, Spider Witch Lady, are among my favorite characters in the first 2 seasons of Digimon. And they fulfill this very Jesse James role. And they are... Cover your ears for the next 10 seconds if you don't want spoilers, I guess. Arokenimon, yes. Cover your ears for the next 10 seconds because I'm about to spoil Digimon Adventure 2. They get horribly murdered by the final bad guy of Digimon Adventure 2, and it really, really, really horrified me the first time I saw it because all the deaths in Digimon are presented as like, well, they're not really dead. They turn to data that becomes an egg and then they get born again and they can have another. But they straight up get melted by acid gas. Like, it's horrible. Holy shit. I really need to watch those two again. Those are really good, actually, seasons of TV as far as like compared to Pokemon. I think the two Digimon Adventure series are great. I haven't seen Try, and I haven't seen what there's. So there's Try, and there's the reboot, and they're separate, right? Isn't there like a third thing that's based off the original? Death is Real and Tamers. I never watched Tamers because Digimon Adventure 2 lied to me. They made it seem like Tamers was going to be Digimon Adventure 3, basically, and they make the future look like Pokemon. Because the last thing you see in Digimon Adventure 2 is a shot of the future where everyone has their Digimon, and they're just out in the real world, and it made it look like Pokemon. And I was like, I don't really care for that, so I'm just going to know. Oh, Wizardmon. I forget how Wizardmon died. He was cool, though. I like Wizardmon. Let's see. It's on hiatus now. Okay, fair enough. This movie sequel to Try. Oh, God. So there's, like, further continuations. Oh, dear. Interesting. Okay. So the show is... All right, so there are three things then. So there's the sequel to the sequel, and then the reboot of the first one. Okay. Wizardmon was cool. He's the one who teaches... He's the one who's, like, a mentor for Gatomon, I think, right? I would... Yeah, Myotismon... killing Wizardmon seems about right. He got weird too. Like there was Myotismon, there was whatever his second form was, which sucked. Big Bellymon. He had a big belly mouth, and then there was like whatever the like universe destroying version of him is at the very end. But anyway, I am getting off track. You guys are right. Pumpkinmon and Goatsumon. I remember Pumpkinmon. I don't know. I need to watch those shows again though. They're great. Oh, I guess it was his crotch, right? Because he had weirdly, like he had ripped abs. He was an ab dude, and then he had a dick lump made of fur with a big mouth that swallowed his enemies, and it was very not okay. Oh yeah, he was a little guy with the like horn things. He had Chun-Li's little things, but they were made out of rocks because the rest of them was made out of rocks. But yeah, let's go down the schedule. Let's take a look at some stuff here. So first, let's talk about stuff that we are doing. Ring Fit Adventure, obviously still continuing. We're on a roll. We've done in the last 6 weeks, we've done 29 videos, and I don't know what week I missed one. I assume the furthest back. I think we're on 5 straight weeks of 5 days a week, which is great. I'm trying to keep my average above 4 for that. But today was day 60. It was the end of week 14. We beat World 12. That's going well. I don't have a lot to... There's not a lot to update because that one's literally recorded every every weekday morning. I want to say every week morning. If each day is a weekday, then the morning of that day would be a week morning. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, 5 days of workout. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, Ring Fit Adventure is going pretty well. We hit... It felt like a plateau, but if you look at the chart for the weight, it's like it's drift. I have to remember that for you guys, it goes in the opposite direction, but it's drifting down in like a very clean line, except for right about here where it just kind of goes ka-chunk and drops down. So it goes like, yeah, and then drops down and then comes back up to where it was before and keeps going down. I think that was literally like 1 week after I started keto to 1 week after I stopped keto. So I would assume that had an effect. I don't know. I was certainly just generally eating less. I'm still being pretty careful about it. I keep my go-to snack is now, handful of pork rinds. Water and Diet Coke are pretty much the water, Diet Coke, and coffee, like black coffee, cold brew, are basically the only things that I drink at this point. I don't remember the last time I had juice of any sort. I haven't had a San Pellegrino in months now. I guess a month or two. You're waiting and going to say, okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, I probably am. It's going to bring. Okay, yeah, cool. So yeah, I think Our weigh-in was pretty good this week, and so all right, it's a little bit better than I thought. And my soft Monday voice, which is only soft because it's like 8 in the morning when I record that, and I'm still not fully awake. Usually the order I do those in is I weigh in with Wii Fit, I record the actual workout video, and then I go back and record the voiceover for the weigh-in. Mostly because I think I'm worried that if I do the voiceover, I'm just gonna get distracted by sitting at the computer and like waste 15 minutes on nothing. But regardless, doesn't want to wake up. Well, honestly though, it's the one good thing about our arrangement physically in this space is that Ben is usually the first one up. He was when we weren't stuck at home, and he is when we're still stuck at home. But my alarm I set for 7, and I usually am starting my workout around 8, just because it takes that long for me to get my ass out of bed. But my biggest worry, and I would probably do things very differently if it was otherwise, but the TV, I guess to the side of the TV where the camera is, excuse me, oh my God, where the camera is like directly over Ben's room. So over where I work out, which I know my arm movements are meaningless, but actually, yeah. I just want to see, are there any spoilers on the couch? Let me do some magic here. Actually, can I just rotate? Nope. All right, hang on. Ready? Ooh. Oh my God, I'm going to knock stuff over. But there is the futon. And that is over like, what is, the kitchen, I guess? That's over in the corner of the living room. There we go. So thankfully I don't have to worry about waking Ben up by stomping on the ground and jumping and being angry at squat goals advanced and shit. That is the weenie couch, yes. The weenie couch is not a couch, nor is it a weenie. It is a futon, and it's made of cloth and wood. And at some point, actually potentially very soon, I think is going to get replaced with an actual ass couch. Not to get into details just because I feel like it's the kind of thing that's sort of weird to talk about, but the last place I worked at, we had equity with shares, and the company just is in the midst of being acquired. It's being acquired. Everything closed, and I got new prices on it and stuff, so I'm getting, because I'm not an accredited investor, also accredited is a fun word, because it's hard to say with all those in there. Try saying... He did edit it. No. There was a phrase that I realized literally this morning was really hard to say quickly. It was something like, "It did seem edited, didn't it?" I think that's the one. Yeah, "It did seem edited, didn't it?" is really hard to say fast. Partly between if your brain is making any difference between the duh and tuh sounds, and also a few N's in there to really trip you over that tongue. But basically, there's like I am automatically being cashed out on those, and there is a decent amount of cash that is coming my way from that is going immediately to D-pad related things. I mean, okay, not all of it because I have to pay taxes on it, and I will be crying if I screw that up, but a decent amount of it. We got the 4K camera, which was prior to all of that, but I want to get a better shotgun mic because I think I got the wrong kind, or the settings are wrong or something, because the one that we have is basically a room mic and I hate it. It's so marginally better than just using onboard camera audio that it drives me fucking crazy. I'm sure that anyone that actually is watching the Ring Fit Adventure episodes probably is like, wow, this audio kind of sucks. And you're right, it does. So I'm working on that. I will figure it out. If I have to spend money on a new shotgun mic that is actually a shotgun mic, then I will. So that's a thing. Just catching up with the chat real quick. Cool. Is there a difference when you swear? Yeah, right? So did I. It seemed like there was no difference, and I thought, hey, am I an insane person? I bet you didn't. I bet you guys don't notice that I think 3 times in the last 3 weeks I have forgotten to spin the shotgun mic around. So on 2 of those occasions, I just used the onboard camera mic. And on one of the occasions, I just used the backwards shotgun mic audio. There's no difference. I don't know what setting I've got wrong. So that's going to be some stuff that I figure out in the immediate future. It's crazy. Well, there's a difference between my voice like this and my voice like this. There's I don't know. It bothers me. I blame John because he taught me a decent amount about audio, but not enough. And so I know just enough to know when audio's bad, but not how to make it good. I'm getting there though. I'm learning things. I actually have to spend some time learning for real how this 4K camera works, because I've been skating by on a vague knowledge of cinematography for 12 years now, and I need to rectify that. To have a vinyl collection. Nice. I have a few. I actually have my mom's old vinyl collection that she was like, you absolutely can have all of these on the one condition that you never sell any of them. And I was like, that's easy. Done. Somewhere, I don't think I have. I've been slowly trying to get my hands on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go grab it. One sec. I may have actually shown this off on camera, but I did wind up grabbing this forever ago. If it looks shiny, that's because it's still in the plastic wrap, because I haven't gotten around to actually listening to it yet. Whoops. So that's a thing I have to fix in the near future. I think I somewhere in here I have a record player. I don't know where it is. But yeah, so audio visuals. I will do my best to try to like fix that stuff, but it bothered me. The good news is with 4K camera, we can now do live video. Probably not like this, but we can do live video that I can actually do like zooms and things. And so long as we're exporting in 1080p, we get crystal clear quality. Or so long as I'm also focused up correctly, I can zoom in, 2 times and actually have crystal clear video, which would be nice. But yes, let's get back to it. Ripen Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love. There was a video that was meant to go up today, but today was kind of a busy, weird thing. And also the entire day was spent exporting the Final Fantasy VII Remake stream that John did. It was my 3rd attempt because it broke twice about 11 hours in because something was just wrong with the video download that I used. But I fixed it. It's done. It's uploaded. And I think at 10 o'clock tonight, so in about an hour and a half, that's going to go live. So if people didn't catch it the first time around, they will get it there. It does include the very beginning. That was the only reason I had to do an export, was because it was split into 2 pieces, and the very beginning, including the opening cutscene, was in the first video. So I had to staple those together. Boy, one of these days it'd be great if oh my God, if YouTube brought back their video editor that they used to have. They don't anymore. I'm also going to do a thing that I neglected to do before. Maybe we can get ourselves some visitors. Come on, Facebook, you can do it. I believe in you. There we go. And there. Cool. So maybe we'll get some D-pad folks dropping in right there. Okay, neat. So yeah. Cool. But yeah, Ripen Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love is going very well. We finished off. I mean, it hasn't gone up yet, but we've finished off page 11. We're into page 12. It seems like we're at a point where we actually have to do a significant amount of backtracking. Not necessarily for grinding, though. I think while we're in the past, we'll probably do a little grinding in places where we can. Basically, we're on a scavenger hunt of sorts at this point, so we have to head back there. But that's going well. We're making pretty quick progress, actually. the plan is that we're going to play through the game. We're going to have a save that's near the end of the game or at the end of the game, and then we're going to go back, clear. We're probably going to try to clear the like stamp. At the very least, we're going to make sure that we get an ending that has all of the ladies who like us. We may try and go back and get the secrets also. I don't know. And yeah, we got to get level 2, and it seems like we're going to start needing level 3 and above fairly soon also, or something. Because, like, there's the liar girl, and she has 3 levels of gift, and the first level is level 2. But I also know we're getting pretty close. I mean, we're not, like, right at the end, but, like, we're getting fairly close to the end of the game now. Oh, so it's not just that you get all the girls, you also have to get all the secrets. Or maybe that's why Iona had a weird metallic heart. Maybe there's a secret that unlocks that. But yeah, so that's going pretty well. We had a bit of a funky release schedule just because of complicated weekends and things, but I think we're going to be back on track with that next week. Back to five a week. Same goes for the Mega Let's Play. We're on the Cryon Conquest in the Mega Let's Play post game, which has been difficult but charming. It's one of those weird, like, it would not fly being that blatant of a clone today, but it is kind of cute. That's going well. I think we literally we're basically right at the end of that at this point. And we've got stuff to follow that up. I can't say too much more about it. But I think people will enjoy what we've got next. Make a video where he just eats a Whopper. A Burger King Whopper or a chocolate malted milk ball. Because either of those sound delicious. I could even have a Burger King Whopper and then a dessert of a box of a movie box of Whoppers. I'd be fine with either of those. Let's see. I want to see the bad ending. Yeah, I want to see what the bad ending is, and then we can get a better ending for that. Yo. Get on up the ups.
I gotta pee.
Oh, well, okay, then I'm not gonna move the camera yet.
I gotta pee.
You gonna just pee right there? Oh, okay. He's not gonna pee on the floor. Let's see. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, so I would say that the vast majority of the Mega Let's Play post game is short little burst style games. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Most of them are going to be pretty like a little blip and you're done. So that's going to be neat. Sonic, we're in Sonic Rush. We've made it through 5 zones with 5 special stages. Not a lot to say there. The good news is the second half is going to be even more of a breeze because we don't have to worry about special stages at all, and I can use up it's hilarious to me how many people in the comments are saying to use the boost as if using the boost constantly doesn't send you careening off into bottomless pits on a regular basis. I think I will be more interested in using boost as Blaze, where I don't have to redo special stages if I get a game over. Sonic Rush to the end of this game. Probably someone said that already. But that's going pretty well. We'll probably be at that for a couple more weeks. My best guess would be we've got 2-ish weeks of that to go if we do 5 a week. Yeah, I'd say like 2-ish weeks, and then we'll be switching over from there. Are you watching the DS screens or the TV screen when you play Rush? I am watching the TV when playing the regular stages, and I'm watching the DS because I need to use the stylus during the special stages.
Did you just start?
More or less. I haven't been in there terribly long. Let me know what mic are you grabbing?
Yellow, looks like.
I was gonna say make sure it's plugged in. Yeah, tap on it when you get a chance there. But yeah, so anytime we have to use the stylus on the DS, I have to hunch over in this really uncomfortable way. So I avoid it at all costs otherwise because it's a super duper pain in the ass when actually looking at the physical screen. Just the way that the microphone is set up, the way that I'm trying to like talk to other people, trying to make sure that everything is good. There's not a great amount of opportunity to not have a bad time trying to hunch over the DS.
You have enough of a bad time playing bad games.
Exactly. Oh, I should tap on that mic? Wait, hang on. You're not audible yet. All right, stop tapping on the mic. There you go. Should be good now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But yeah, so I think I've even said in some Ripen Tingles Balloon Trip of Love episodes that I'm just like, oh god, my back, oh god, my neck, and it's usually because I'm like hunched over in the worst way trying to play those things. Yeah, that's Sonic Rush.
This only tightens from a screwdriver. Fuck off.
Oh, I know, right? It's awful.
Hi everyone.
Let's see. Resident Evil has been awesome so far, though it's slowed down this week because, not to get into like details, because I guess this is all the details I know, but CJ and Felice have a roommate who just came back from an overseas trip. I don't know the details of the trip, nor would I share it anyway if I knew. But
some other country.
Yes, they went to another country overseas and broke CJ and Felice's quarantine. So for caution's sake, we're just kind of easing up for a week. Odds are they will either be coming over this weekend or early in the week to non-Lindsay. Yeah, they don't live together anymore. CJ and Felice moved last summer, fall,
maybe the summer before.
Yeah,
at this point,
it wasn't the summer before because I helped them. You were there too. Yeah, we helped them move stuff. It was last year. Don't know exactly when. I think it was.
Year?
Yeah, it was fairly warm out. I want to say it was last fall. Well, talk.
It was a hot day.
It was a hot day. It must have been the summer. But yes.
Just jump up here. Stop being
just nope. She's like, nope, can't do it. But yeah, so sometime early in the week we're probably gonna record more, and then this next week we probably won't have Resident Evil 3, but the week after we probably will. It really depends on how quickly I can get stuff edited. I do have a fairly neat project I want to try to rush out the door. Well, not rush out the door, but I want to get it done, and that extra time will do a lot. Oh my god, this mic is all over the place.
You're such a butt. Come up.
Can I get this thing to... Oh, whatever. Anyway, Mega Man Star Force Dragon, we have 4 more weeks. We have 4 more episodes of that we can post, and that'll be the next 4 Saturdays, and we're going to see how things go beyond that. Hopefully... things will clear up well enough that Jeff can come back to the D-pad before, I think, the 16th, I think, of May is the last episode that we have a video for. So hopefully by the 23rd we can make that work. I haven't seen the cat impressions. I've heard tale of them though.
The cavern impressions?
The cat impressions that Lindsay has been posting.
What?
Lindsay has been posting on Instagram her impersonating and doing impressions of various cat photos.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's what I just said, very literally. None of that was figurative. That was all very literal.
Means. All right.
But yeah, so Star Force Dragon, we're going to keep it on Saturdays for as long as we can't meet up with Jeff. As soon as we can, we'll be back to 2 or 4 a week, depending on, how well we're able to get back on schedule with that. Ouya Ono. There's rarely ever anything to say about Ouya Ono. It's just...
It's going.
Yeah, it's going. We are now approaching... This weekend is going to be our 43rd episode, and I'm proud to say that we've gone 43 in a row without missing a single week. So...
Because it's actually fun to do.
Well, it's also interesting and fairly... It's low impact. Yeah, it's low impact.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of commitment involved. Yeah. And we can just randomly do 2, 3, 7 episodes.
The real thing is that it's only on the weekends, right?
Only on Sundays.
But it's super easy to do a bunch of them in a row.
Yeah. Because even if you hate the game, you're
done.
probably only at it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're off to the next thing beyond that. So yeah, it's...
Oh no, I thought that picture with I thought that was someone I knew.
Oh, no. Nope. But yes, Ouya Ono is going well. We have gone away from, hey, we're down to the last dozen to we're past the halfway point because we discovered that there was some kind of, it's the most bizarre shit.
Rick fucked up.
Whatever order I turned things on in apparently meant that the Ouya wasn't connecting to the external hard drive that I had to download some games to because the Ouya didn't have enough internal memory or internal space to hold the free games. And it just never showed those other ones until a month ago all of a sudden. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So I don't know. But yeah, So that's going well. There's an awful lot of asteroid shooting games. We did 3 of them in a row, and then we did the flying car game. And I realized after the fact, especially when the other games showed up again, it was like we could literally we were this close to literally just doing as many asteroid games in a row as we could through the pandemic.
Sense.
Where it's like we're all stuck indoors.
Well, I just for the asteroid game thing. Just like
it's one of the most.
What's the first game you want to make? Asteroids.
Asteroids. It's going to be like Asteroids or Pong or like the two or or Pix-Pang apparently.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's the Buster Brothers. You shoot the thing up and there's balls. It's terrible.
Shoot the balls.
I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, so Ono is going well.
I'm tired.
As far as Twitch go, yeah, me too. To steal a phrase from Bobby Burns, I think it is. My eyes are looking especially cavernous today. What do you think? Yeah, kind of like I'm just kind of like.
I don't know. Like my eyes have just been that way forever. So
I look like someone hit me in both eyes with a really huge, comically large pencil eraser. Just a big round poof in both eyes.
Why a pencil eraser?
I mean, because a pen eraser doesn't work as well.
Erasable pens, that's the thing.
Erasable pens are a slight against God.
They do suck.
They are horrible.
There's really no reason
I
to
used to
use
love
erasable
them.
Pens.
It was what, Papermate, I think?
They're novel. It's like, a pen that I can erase.
Yeah, and it's like, no, it's
That's cool.
It's basically just a messy pencil at that point. Like, it's so, and it bleeds on everything and gets on you way after.
It doesn't do anything
terrible.
you want from a pencil, which is erase completely. And it doesn't do anything that you want from a pen, which is like be permanent. It just sits in the middle like an asshole. If you use erasable pens, I'm sorry, but you got to figure something else out.
I loved them when I was in 7th grade, and they were new.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, I'm going to write everything in pen.
And
they're going to think I'm so smart.
Top tier is just your for pencils, your standard number 2 Ticonderoga pencils. That's the brand you want to get.
I feel like the only reason I know Ticonderoga is because of the producers. Like, I would never remember who makes a number 2 pencil, except that
Well, there's lots of different manufacturers.
Oh, sure.
Ticonderoga.
They are really
makes
good.
A good pencil.
They do.
And they're cheap. They're effective. Top tier. For pens, I like the Papermate medium felt tips. Those are great.
Do I have one up here?
That's what I use for work.
No.
They're like fun to write with.
Whatever the one is.
Not those garbage gel pens where you're like writing and then like barely anything touches and it just smears everywhere.
My preferred pen is
hate gel tip pens.
It might be Papermate. They come in black, blue, and red.
Number 2 is a hardness, yes.
Yeah, though the one that I'm thinking of, and it might not be Papermate, but it comes in black.
What's up there.
It comes in black, blue, and red, and it is the one where you have the pen. It has a slightly wiggly little tail to it. Clicky pen. Inside, especially in the black one, you can see the black ink through it, and then there's like a little yellowy sort of, I don't actually know what that part is.
What?
And it's got a very rubbery grip to it. Describing the pen. It's a very specific pen. It's a very specific pen.
No, use pens naturally.
I'm going to literally see if I can find this pen. I don't think I'm going to, though. It's probably not. It's probably not going to happen. Oh, actually, it's a Pilot. It's a Pilot pen.
Oh, I see with the little yellowy bit.
It's got like a little
yellowy
bit.
Part of the ink, and I was like, how do you have one that's both black and yellow ink? That's insane.
No.
The Pilot pens are pretty good, but they still have that smearing, smudgy problem that the jelly pens do.
They do. Not as bad, and certainly not as bad as the as erasable pens. I think Pilot made erasable pens too.
Erasable pens just smudge no matter what. Because I think that's what makes them erasable.
Yeah, that they can lift off the page.
Yeah. So
I assume the idea is that the specific rubber they use is like more porous than the there's got to be something.
There's scientifics.
I don't know. But yeah, so that said, Twitch.
Mustache is getting gray.
John started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
How creepy does my thumb look when I thumbs up as hard as I can? Okay, so I'm not super weird. That's just a thing. Like that's just the way that. All right, just literally like you give a thumbs up and then make it as tight and hard of a thumbs up as you can.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah,
to do that. It's a little crooked, but if I you can just.
It's just weird.
Who's watched John's stream of Final Fantasy VII, and how much worse is he than I am at that game?
I watched a few seconds of it. I didn't catch much because I was in the middle of putting other stuff together. Once he got things started, it seemed like it went fine.
Oh yeah, he said there's problems at the very beginning, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I didn't see what the exact problem was. I'm wondering if it was similar, like he had his bitrate too high or something kind of issue. Because that's what I had. Is I didn't realize that could be a problem, but apparently that can be a problem.
Yeah. I remember the very first. We're going kind of way back here. When I was trying to stream Dark Souls 3, my very first stream, my bitrate was way too low.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why that was the default setting, but it was like garbage.
About once a month since then, like clockwork, I get a brand new copyright claim from like Monster Cat or somebody for those Dark Souls videos.
Well, where are they being watched?
I don't know. But it might be automatic, like content ID or something. But it's hilarious. I will frequently get a random email that said a new copyright claim was made on your video. Getting Gooderist.
It's like, what are you talking about? What
oh no.
I only used it because I like having a little music in the background when I'm streaming. When I streamed last week, I found that there's a Spotify playlist of like
that's all like domain,
that's like
public domain, and like
these artists don't care if you use it and will not.
Yeah, that stuff is totally fine. They're gonna. I mean, if they suddenly go like whoa, it's like, well, you put it on that list, like.
But I thought that Monster Cat had originally said like this is okay for streams, like you're allowed to use this.
Maybe they changed their policy. Maybe. That was an issue for us with
maybe way back when they were like not popular. They just wanted people to see Monster Cat, and then it got popular, and they're like, oh, we should probably protect our.
Yeah, there's like, oh hey, now we've got millions of people watching our stuff. We should probably like actually protect our content.
I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, so
I just need to have some music.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first one of those is going to be going live in about an hour. It's finally exported and uploaded and all that stuff, which is great. Let's see. I apologize for that taking so long to get up there. I had to run, it's literally like a 13-hour export because I had to put two videos together, and it would keep freezing at like 11 hours or so, and I had to do stuff, and it slowed down a lot of other uploads this week too, which is unfortunate. But Persona 3 Fest, the answer has been going well. I am 4.5 chunks through a 7 or 8 chunk game at this point.
Of what game?
Persona 3 Fest, the answer. Yeah. There are 7 doors in the Desert of Doors, and I'm midway through the 5th door. There may be an 8th that appears because there's a gap where there could be one.
Buy a $5-ish.
Oh, interesting. All right, a $5-ish a month license.
Oh, and then they won't fucking slam you.
Yes. So I might have to look into that. We'll see.
I mean, I found this, whatever.
But yeah, so Persona's going good.
Persona 3
Fest, the answer.
What's Fest mean?
Fest apparently is short for festival, and having now played through the entirety of the main game, I have no fucking clue why they went with that.
Maybe the end of the game, you get a festival for beating the game.
There is at one point at a fairly arbitrary point, it takes place in Japan or Japan-like location, so they have their the girls are wearing kimonos. It's the spring festival of that whole deal. But I don't know.
I can't move my head in a way that the light doesn't hit here, and then my eyes are.
Oh yeah, you got the dark thing going too. One of these days, we're gonna commission someone to do art of us drawn like the old was Klasky. I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Klasky Kasupo or whatever was like a Nickelodeon studio, right? They did like Ren and Stimpy and
yeah, it sounds really familiar.
And like Rocko's Modern Life or something. We're gonna get drawn like that one of these days, and me and you are gonna have the big half circle purple spots
right,
that just go, and it's got the line in between because they're saggy while they're dark. It's gonna be horrible. We're gonna be beautiful.
Like my eyes have always kind of been like puffy and baggy. I've also always had problems sleeping. Well, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Ooh, it's related. Maybe. It's Czech. Oh, maybe. Supo? Is it just Supo? Because it's Klasky is easy. K-L-S-K-Y. K-L-A-S-K-Y.
Klasky. And
then Supo.
Supo?
Or CS. C-S-U-P-O.
Oh, yeah. Supo.
So maybe it's Supo. Or Chupo? Maybe it's Chupo. Like the CZ in Czech. Or the CZ in every Polish name.
Oh, it's just a ch.
Actually, is it ch or is it? It might just be. Now
I think it's just a case.
It might just be a z if it's CZ in Polish.
No, it's a ch. It's a Czech. Like Czechsky would be like CZE. Like
maybe.
the Czech Republic.
Polish names are tricky because I feel like they just arbitrarily add a second consonant and they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Because I had a buddy who I played football with in high school whose last name was Wojcik. It's spelled W-O-J-C-I-K.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sure. Yeah, that J is super important. I'm glad it's there.
Well, the J is important. The C after the J.
It's Chupo. I figured it out, you guys.
Why don't you get back on target?
You get back. I think we're probably going to have like 3, maybe 4 more streams of Persona 3 Fest, early estimate on like how long that's going to run. The J is supposed to be a vowel.
Yeah, because J's kind of like pseudo Y.
Be Wojciech. Well, it's J-C-I-K, so I guess it'd be Wojciech. I guess Wojcik was like a very Americanized version of it then.
Probably.
All right. But yes, Persona, there's probably 3 or 4 streams left. Internally in my heart, I want to say there's 3, so there's probably going to be 4. Azure Dreams, it's been going well with Jeff. I have not stopped in lately because I've been kind of busy, so I don't know how far in he is. But it seems like things are going well. He didn't do last week because I think you did World of Warcraft on Wednesday, right?
We did our first ZG raid. Was that last week?
Yeah. Time does not make fucking sense anymore.
I'm halfway through fucking Honored with the Zandalar tribe already.
Yeah.
Then I get to Revered.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what those mean. I'm sorry. It'll mean something to them, though, and that's what's important.
It might mean something to... So it's there's like different different factions, and you build reputation with those factions.
Okay.
And when you hit certain levels of reputation, you get rewards for them.
Oh,
that's all that is.
Nice.
And so it's like neutral, friendly, honored, revered, exalted.
Okay. So it's like social links in Persona. Kaboom. All right.
Yeah. And
neat.
You're just like, oh, you've done a bunch of shit for us. You can now buy this cool set of armor. Bless you.
That was me being very excited.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to express that in the most velocity that I could.
What are you replacing Persona with, if that's
that is a secret.
Oh.
I do have something I want to replace it with, but
I don't even know.
I want to hang on to it for a little while. I would be pretty goddamn surprised if we were still playing Persona 3 in June. I assume we're going to be done with it in May. But yeah. Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi have been the new Thursday games. Paper Mario went okay. We started very late. We actually started pretty late for both of them. Paper Mario was okay, though. I was at pretty low energy last week. I felt so bad about it. We got through, though. We got pretty far into Chapter 1. We're off to do the Koopa Brothers.
That's why you just keep streaming, man. Sometimes it's not a great night, and you just keep streaming.
That's the thing. Is like, and that same goes for recorded stuff, too. Sometimes it's just a bad episode.
Yeah. And
you're like, all right, we'll do better tomorrow. Or in 15 minutes, I guess.
Sometimes, increasingly oftentimes, I just fall asleep in the middle of an episode.
That has happened a few times. Those are always funny, because especially, there have been a few times where it's been me, you, and Jeff, and like, I think we both independently noticed that there's suddenly been a real lull in the conversation on one side of the room. And I just kind of like look, and there's just like, I see, because the chair that's over there has really high sides to it.
Oh, yeah.
So all
like
we see is a little bit of a head. Just
but it's like this.
It's kind of off to the side a little.
Oh.
I was like, okay, all right.
It's
It's
just
tough,
an
man.
energy thing.
It really
and,
is. Some of these games
it's
too.
also like it's warmer up in here than it usually is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I get up here, it's like I don't really want.
And you're just kind of like, cozy.
Whatever game, and it's like.
Yeah.
I get started late or whatever, like any number of reasons, and I just sit down. It's almost like, you know how like if someone tells you to do something that you were gonna do anyway, you want to do it even less.
Yes, you immediately want to not do it.
So it's like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I have to stay awake, and then it's just like, fuck you, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, literally. There have been times where, like, both in this job and others at work, I'll be like, oh, sweet. Once this ticket's done, I'm going to do this other ticket. I'm so excited to fix this thing. And then immediately, like, in between doing those two things, someone's like, if you get a chance, you should really do this other thing. And I'm just like, I was literally about to do it, and now I don't want to do it. That's so...
It's also like, if you say, like, oh, yeah, don't worry, I was
going to do that.
Sounds like you're just like...
It sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're just like, oh, yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
already knew that. Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
There's no winning.
And not to mention, like, you can't do the opposite. You can't, before you're done with stuff, be like, by the way, after I'm done with this, I'm going to go do those 3 things. Because then it's just like, why are you...
Okay.
What? All right. Neat. Good luck, I guess. Ugh. But yeah, no, I totally get that. And hey, sometimes there's bad episodes where you play a bad racing game and you want to choke out your co-hosts. And the feeling is mutual.
You don't need to keep bringing that up.
No, it's just my favorite.
Day.
It's my favorite bad day episode.
It's a good example.
It's such a perfect example of us just like...
I was legit in like,
oh man,
Daddy, please stop fighting mode.
Yeah. I was so embarrassed after the fact because it was just like, I know John was upset, and he certainly did not like the answer I gave him about what we had to do for that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I could have handled that better. John could have handled that better.
Exactly. It was like nobody.
It just super sucks.
Nobody won. Everyone lost.
Yeah. Nobody won, and then we were in a shit mood, and we were still playing Sonic Drift. So we're like, fuck, everything sucks.
Drift.
Ugh. God, that game sucked so much too. It was not even. It wasn't even like a passably like good bad style game. It just sucked.
That game almost tore the D-pad apart.
Oh my god.
Almost tore our friendship asunder.
Oh, good lord. What a oh god. Not a good game. Don't recommend it. Sonic Drift 2 is at least incrementally less bad. So there's always that.
It's not saying much.
But yeah, swinging back into the RPGs.
Yeah.
Paper Mario going okay. Mario and Luigi I think went great last night. I was also very tired, but I feel like we did better about getting progress and getting into it. I believe Mario and Luigi is a slightly shorter game than Paper Mario.
Notice John doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah. I killed him, and Dave and Anthony I hired to pretend to be John on a regular basis.
Yeah, they're great impressionists.
They really are. The hardest part is that they live in California.
Yeah.
So we had to make up this whole plot line about John moving to don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario and Luigi is about 20% shorter, I think, than Paper Mario. So we'll probably get finished with that slightly before. I bet there will be one stream of Paper Mario like that isn't followed by Mario and Luigi before Paper Mario is over. But if I had to make a real rough ass guess, I bet we get 8 Paper Mario streams and actually 7 or 8 Paper Mario, 6 or 8 Mario and Luigi. That'd be my guess on those. But they're going well. I like both of those games very, very much. I think I like Superstar Saga better than I like Paper Mario. The 1,000-Year Door I like better than Paper Mario, which seems to be a universal opinion on those. I don't know how I'd compare that to Mario and Luigi, but
are you gonna 100% them, Rick?
What is 100%ing even like what? I don't even know what that even really is for those games. Like there's the 100.
Ask me what 100%ing means. I was like, I think you know what 100%ing a game means.
I think yes. I think for Paper Mario there's like the 100 floor dungeon. No, that's 1,000-Year Door. Paper Mario, I guess 100%ing would be like get all the badges, level up to maximum, which actually is legitimately difficult by the end. And then there's Mario and Luigi. I guess there's like get all the. Are there like a bunch of like rare beans that you can find? Or I forget. There's like a collectible in the game, but it's just collecting items and there's no point. All right, yeah. It doesn't keep track of anything.
If it's just collection for the sake of collection, then it's like, why bother doing that?
Involves getting a level. I wish.
Like I almost 100%ed Bloodstained.
Yeah.
But
Oh
like,
God.
Once I got towards the end of like, because like one of them is just like collect all the items. I'm like
Partners in Time is absolutely better than Superstar Saga. I think the story is dumb, but the gameplay is more fun. There it is. I don't think it's a hot take. Superstar Saga is fun but basic, so I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That just kind of came up, and I was like, I should jump on this before I lose it.
My point was just like, I'm just going back to old areas and killing a monster over and over so that I can get lamb chop to drop.
Nice.
And then it's like,
oh, that's where I was with Dragon Quest XI. I'm at a point.
I'll never use it. It's just like 1% to my item completion.
Oh, yeah. The last thing that I had left in Dragon Quest XI was
like, why do I care?
Is get all of the skills for each of your party members, which isn't normally a problem, except all my party members are now at max level, so they don't get skill points by leveling up anymore. You have to actively farm for skill seeds, which comes from one enemy in one map and only when it's raining, which is only sometimes. So I'm just like, I think I'm just going to leave this one behind.
Ben, why are you trying to get an old children's puppet? What? I don't know what that means. Sorry.
What were we talking about before? You were talking about
Bloodstained.
Yeah.
Oh, lamb chop. Oh.
There it is. I was like, there was something you said, and I thought about it at the time too.
I was just like, cool, because just there's food items that drop, and that was the first thing that popped in my head.
Oh, Bowser's Inside Story is fun too. I'd have a hard time comparing with Partners in Time. Superstar Saga is fine but basic, but a good start. 2, 3, and 4, I liked all of those very well. I would have a very hard time comparing Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story, and Dream Team. All three of those are fun. Let's see. But yeah, so okay, so those will be good. We'll figure out what's coming in. I guess probably June going into July for new streams to follow those up. And just kind of a quick sanity check on the series that aren't in right now. Pokemon Sword we're not doing because we don't have Jeff.
Kind of gotta wait for it. Well, we're gonna wait for it.
Yeah, we don't technically have to, but we should, so we will. Same goes for Kirby's Return to Dreamland. We could do that with just the 3 of us, but I like having all 4 of us for that. That's just fun to have everybody here for. Plus, we have enough stuff on the schedule right now to get us by anyway, so that's fine. Pokemon Rivals, Pikachu and Eevee. John could technically do Pikachu on his side, but I think he just wants to wait it out at this point, just because he's been having getting Dave and Anthony is tricky. They live in the same building, but they are all practicing quarantine. I don't know what their building or layout is like. They might literally be in the same building. I'm not sure, but they are being good about not interacting physically.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah. So when California is a little bit more lax on that, then perhaps that'll come back. I would think that it's not going to take as long as until John can physically travel here, because that's going to take a while. I think even as the states start to loosen those things, travel among states is still going to be pretty restrictive for a while. You doing okay there, Tonk? You just kind of...
Is that the best way you think you can do this?
She's like, I don't care. Hi. Up. And there we go.
Oh,
she got it. She figured it out. All right.
That's great.
But yeah, so John is next up for Rivals.
No, I didn't dress up as Jeff, but I do have a red vest. So
there we go. It's your berry vest, right?
My berry vest. Yeah, I still have it.
And you're not sorry for having it. Hey. And the last one on there, I still have it under inactive this week because the idea was that we were going to play it as like a Christmas or New Year's special, and it was only going to take 8 fucking videos. And then the plague happened and we couldn't get people over here again, but just Shapes and Beats. I was like, yeah, we can get Ben and CJ and John to play it. And now we cannot make that happen.
I mean,
it probably doesn't need to be on our list anymore.
It's not.
We will come back to it when we can, but it's probably going to be a while before that
come
happens.
back to it if we feel like it. I don't know.
It's such a short game. That's what infuriates me. It's like less than 3 hours, even if you take it slowly, and we couldn't even manage that. Like,
we also died a lot, so I feel like we weren't good at it.
I mean, it's a tough game. That's the thing. You really got to like zone in and like it's one of those. It's like Guitar Hero, Rock Band, one of those things where you just kind of like.
Is it really 3 hours, or is it 3 hours if you're good?
I mean, it's. Like, I think when I first played it, it was like 2 or so. And
it could take us like 10 hours.
No. We're not dying that much by comparison. Okay. There are functionally 4 chapters to the game, and we're like 1.5 through it. So we're making good time. Let's see. Just kind of scanning down the chat. When
was that?
Wait, there's Shovel Knight DLC? Oh, in Just Shapes and Beats. Yeah, I thought you meant DLC for Shovel Knight. It was like the last thing they did was King of Cards, and that was the end. But yes, it was DLC Pack 2 for Just Shapes and Beats has Shovel Knight in it now. Yeah, speedrun is 1 hour 22, and they are literally full songs. So if you don't die, there's really not a lot of ways to speedrun the game other than not dying.
The speedrun kind of has a floor. Since it's all timed.
Yeah, there are segments where the game gets tricky with things where there are speed runnable moments, but otherwise, yeah, it's basically got a floor to it.
You can save time in your menuing.
You can, yeah, in more ways than one actually.
Or if
but
you can find skips, but aside from that,
I would love it if someone found a glitch in that game or like a weird skip or something. But yeah, I think that's basically it for
sit down. Don't go
for updates. I've got some cool stuff that I'm working on. There are 3 larger scale videos I'm in the midst of sorting out right now at various levels of production, one of which is the D-pad and Chillin' U of Titan AE, which I'm getting there. There's a lot of work there, and we didn't record it quite in an ideal fashion, and I haven't had a ton of time to spend focusing on it, so that's been a little bit slow goings, but I want it to be good. I want it to be worth the wait. So there's that.
It's kind of rough because like everything's in quarantine, but we're still working full time.
I know. I'm not going to complain about working because I know we're super fucking lucky to still have jobs right now.
Right. We're doing so much better than so many people.
We're almost up to 30 million people losing their jobs since the middle of March.
Yeah, it's
like
ridiculous.
It's a humongous amount of people for that. Do you decide what you're going to marathon stream? At the present moment, it's looking like it'll be Galaxy 2. I don't know when though. It'll probably be sometime in the next couple weeks. The next, the new Eye of Argon would be Superman Lives, which, fun story, also requires us to be able to kind of be around each other.
Yeah.
So that's tricky.
When we do that, we should be much better set up to do it.
Yes. Oh my God. We have learned so many lessons from Eye of Argon. One, no room audio bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. That was a bad idea.
It was
a last minute thing where we're like, what else could we possibly do? I guess we could do room audio.
It was literally like, we turned on the cameras and I think it was like, where should we put the mics? And we decided to do room audio style. And boy, not to mention that room was already echoey as shit too. I don't know how we landed on that and didn't go, wait a minute. But yeah, we'll have plenty of mics.
The cameras were a big issue, and we're much better off with cameras than we were then.
Not to mention, we have the new 4K camera, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, which does not have a 30-minute limit like every other camera we've ever owned does. So we can actually start recording longer form stuff without going like, and all that. So that'll be good. We have lights that we've always had, but I'm actually going to get some decent like floodlight, studio light kind of things. We have a second soundboard, so the issue of, oh no, we've got mics, but we don't have enough things, like that won't be a thing anymore. That'll be easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll go well. There is something similar to that I'm working on right now, though, And I won't say any more than that, but there'll be a fun thing to look forward to if I can make it work. God, this mic stand is the death of me. And actually, let me see. Yeah, we got some interesting things. I have probably I probably have like 2 or 3 video essays that I'm in the process of right now. One of them I am really gunning for being able to release next week, end of next week. It's gonna require a ton of effort. I'm still writing it, so recording and filming it and stuff is gonna be a hassle. But I am putting as much energy as I can into that to make that one happen. We will see. I'm literally, as soon as these mics go off, as soon as this camera's off, I'm going back to finishing up the script for that so that I can record it this weekend. But there are, yeah.
A brief history of Ben's love of cheesecake.
I love that. But yeah, I think there's 2 other decent sized ones that are coming up in May. We'll see how those go. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm doing the math in my head. I literally have a file in my notes app now called Live Videos, and it's literally just a massive list of live videos I have, dates I want to get them out for, and live videos where I'm just kind of a proxy. Like, I'm including stuff like, oh man, I'm going to need a live intro for Kirby Triple Deluxe. Like, that's on there. Like, those ones, just because it's easy to lose track of, like, oh no, we recorded a bunch of Kirby Return to Dreamland, and then I didn't remember that I needed to write an intro for it, and I want to put this up tomorrow. Like, that kind of thing. Like, it's helpful to kind of have that set up ahead of time, I guess. But yeah, so there's a big ass list, but it's good. I like having at least some kind of project in the headlights to kind of work towards, because it's like, it's nice to be able to take a break from stuff, but at the same time, if I have like nothing that I'm actively working on, I just kind of go like, so now what? So that I get antsy if I don't have a thing to work on.
You could always play a game for fun.
I do play some games for fun. I haven't been doing it much lately just because, honestly, mostly just anxiety and stress, but which is ironic, right? You'd think the video game would help with that, but I'm too stressed out to play a video game most of the time because I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to enjoy this right now. Like, it's such a stupid and counterintuitive mindset.
Yeah, there's also like the decision paralysis where it's like, okay, have a little bit of free time to actually play a game. What should I spend my precious free time on?
You can literally see
God, there's too many options, and then you just do nothing.
It's so hard to point, not based on where I actually am, but this shelf right here, that represents probably like 8% of all of the games that are in this room right now, and that's not even counting digital downloads. So it's really goddamn hard to pick when it's just like, what do I just want to do today? What do I want to play?
That's why I play one game.
Is it Lights Out?
It's World of Warcraft. I pay for a game.
Is it Kaboom for the Atari?
Every month, and I just play that one game.
Is it Resident Evil 2 for the
It is Resident Evil 2.
For the Tiger Gamecom? Whoa, how did I guess that?
No.
Damn. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's where we are with videos. I feel like I've been about to segue out of it and then failed to dismount properly like 4 times. So there is our video schedule set up and things.
What else are we going to talk about?
Not a lot. I don't know. How's everybody doing?
Okay.
If you guys got questions,
I'd rather
free to
get to
answer
the part where we can just talk on a tangent and not.
Yeah, now this is tangent time.
Just get through the meat of it.
Oh man, I've had Tiger King on my list of things to do for fucking 2.5 weeks now.
You just gotta throw it on while you're editing.
I do.
Or something.
I really do. I might do that.
See, I feel like you could get so much Netflix done.
I probably, you know what? If I can get through writing the script and recording the audio for it for the next big video, after that, I could easily just crack through it while working on stuff. It'd be no goddamn problem.
I've been watching / mostly just listening to episodes of Red Letter Media.
Oh, I have so much to catch up on.
To catch up on?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I've been watching a lot of.
Everything.
To be fair, I've been watching a lot of Good, Bad, or Bad, Bad recently.
I don't know what that is.
It's a show with these two guys. I bet I
get the idea.
Brian Shilligo and Kyle Hinton. I forget how you pronounce his last name. It's these two guys who watch bad movies and they review it. They have to decide if it's good, bad, or bad. Yeah. Great concept for a great show. They're awesome. Highly recommend. Go watch them. They have a very. They clearly are fans of Red Letter Media themselves and have adopted some of that sort of style into their own.
I mean, we do too when we do movie nights.
For sure. They also use
like the format is a kind of like
it's fairly universal, really.
Yeah. It's not like a unique. Well, I don't want to say it's not unique. I don't know if they were the first to do it or whatever, but it's not like a. It's not. I don't know. It's just they do a review. I don't know. They talk about it.
And they also do cutaways to Enya and Careless Whisper, so that's a thumbs up in my book. It's an awkward, bendy thumbs up. No, Enya is Only Time. Who can say where the road goes? Yeah. Sail Away is... Actually, Sail Away might be Enya also. Sail away, sail away.
That sounds like Enya.
It might be. It does sound like Enya.
If it's not Enya, it's someone ripping the Enya
Well, it's
off.
not Styx, though. That's Come Sail Away is great also. Is it called Orinoco Flow? It might be called Orinoco Flow.
Dude, I don't know.
I'd play it, but then it's going to play through that. Let me pull out my phone.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
Yeah, that actually might work.
Legit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is Enya. Called Orinoco Flow. All right, okay. All right. The only lyrics I know to that are, sail away, sail away, sail away. Sail away, sail away, sail away. What's his name? Neil Cicerega.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, he's so good, right? Has his like mouth sounds, mouth silence, and mouth. There's a third one, and I forget the name of it. And one of them, the last track on the album. They're all mashup albums, and they're all fucking excellent. I don't think he does them under Lemon Demon. I think he just does them under Neil Cicerega. I might be wrong though. The last one has Santana.
Yeah.
So you have there, just like the ocean under the moon. That's supposed to be a remote for the old camera, but I couldn't get it to work. Yep. But yeah, it's got Santana and they got All Star in there.
Hey now?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it closes with some Orinoco Flow. And they fade into the background. You just hear this like muddy, sort of blurry. It's nice. I don't know. It's not important. Yeah, I recommend that also.
Cool.
It's the Mouth Trilogy.
The Mouth Trilogy.
Let's see if I can. Actually.
Oh, he's an interesting looking individual.
He is. I have told the story before where I bumped into him.
Exaggerated features.
He does. He's a very angular boy.
Yeah.
He mouth sounds, mouth moods. That was the last one. Nice. I bumped into him once in our old neighborhood.
What does exquisite mouth feel from? That's from something.
Exquisite mouth. Oh, well, so there's a video. It probably originates from the video of the guy that's like, it's him with a spoon and something, and I don't know what the something is, but
no, that's the ice cream taster. It's
oh
yeah, spoon, so it doesn't it doesn't like
come off on the
not interact, but like
it's inert.
Yeah. What's the word I'm thinking of?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, and then
it's so fucking weird.
It's from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Spirit Phone is great. Awesome album. I think that one's under Lemon Demon. Is Spirit Phone. Yeah. Spirit Phone is great. Some really goddamn good songs in there. And those are original. I don't think there's any mashups on there. I think
what kind of music is it? Is it like
it's oh boy.
Just like electronic stuff.
Yeah, it's more like
Sampled.
no, it's
Well,
not sampled.
some
Not
of
for
it
that
is, I
one.
guess, but-
Spirit Phone is not sampled. Spirit Phone is kind of like experimental. It's like experimental, almost psychedelic.
Okay.
Wow, I really don't know how to describe it. Actually, a little bit electronic.
If I look up Lemon Demon.
Lemon Demon, Spirit Phone. Touchtone Telephone is one of my all-time favorites.
Someone send that to me. That in Discord.
Oh man.
At me in Discord with that.
In fact, I just realized the other day that he may have. There's a little string bit that is like bum ba-dum 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 that like is there during the choruses that I, and of course now I'm not going to remember that I heard in another song, and it's in Skid Row from Little Shop of Horrors. They have a very similar violin bit, and I'm wondering if he took inspiration from that for that little bit there. But oh man, Touchtone Telephone hits weirdly deep, and I like it. It's good. I'm the only one on your AM radio. Anyway, there's also Spiral of Ants is another stupidly good song from that album that I used in our No Man's Sky video.
Okay,
as the outro to that.
Sounds Spiral of Ants sounds familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, I used actually intro and outro. The beginning of the video is like doom 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 doom, and like it was like, oh man, it was so perfect for that thing.
Man, I forgot that we did No Man's
That
Sky.
was the perfect nugget of that game because it was like not really fun, and then it ended with a broken mountain that we fell through. Like
it was exactly
holy shit.
It was such a perfect encapsulation of what the game was because you start and you're like, oh wow, look at all these things. I can go anywhere and do anything.
Oh god.
But none of the places that I can go to or the things that I can do are interesting.
Yeah.
And then you fall through the world and die.
Yep.
That's it.
The game was like if you played Mass Effect to scale.
Yeah.
Like if you were like, sweet, let's go down to that planet and mine, and then you actually went down to the planet to mine. You're like, oh, not a lot to do down here. Whoops. Yes, I like that description though. Think Oingo Boingo, but weirder. I'd say conceptually weirder.
I'm not familiar.
You ever heard Only a Lad?
Boingo's body of work.
I think Only a Lad is probably like the quintessential like base level Oingo Boingo.
I know it if I heard it, but I don't know it by name.
I've heard that that No Man's Sky is actually bearable now, which is nice.
Yes, I've heard that they fixed like everything.
Yeah, because that first version of the game,
good now. So
I loved the fact that someone actually finally proved that there is no multiplayer in the game, despite the suggestion that you were all playing on in the same space. And it was like we are literally standing in the same spot on the same planet, and we can prove it, and we can't see each other.
Yep.
Yep.
I
it was
remember
like
that was such like a
it was like
this is a sham.
Yeah. Oh, they lied.
Yeah, just straight up.
Oops. Oh God. One day I'll read some big obnoxious blog post on how Spirit Phone is about capitalism. I mean, write one. I mean, so the album almost feels like a concept album written by Quentin Tarantino because it is entirely out of order. But there are pieces that feel like they fit in other places to tell one narrative. Like, there's a guy who owns an arcade and then gets murdered, I think, but his ghost stays inside the arcade machines. And it might be the ghost of a guy who murdered people to put into paintings. And his name was scribbled on the back, and his son becomes a mad scientist, who then in another song... There are, yeah. Oh, yeah. These all have lyrics.
I imagined it as being all instrumental, and I was like, how
no, there's lyrics to... All of them have lyrics. But it's sad... You could almost argue that it's a concept album about the son of a serial killer becoming a mad scientist who experiments on washed up celebrities who have died. There are just enough pieces that all can fit with that kind of basic narrative. Oh. It's very weird. I'm totally way off, but like I highly recommend the album, and don't think too hard about it unless you want to.
Yeah.
The first song, the first song in the album is called Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's literally about like it's the vocalist. I mean, it's all Neil, but the vocalist singing, or it's speaking, I guess, but it's song, to someone who is a washed up and or dead celebrity, and they're saying that we're essentially saying we're going to bring you back to win a lifetime achievement award. Like, we're going to just prop you up.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it's meant to be more of a figurative thing, like reusing the work of people who have come and gone. But the idea, like, it's presented as literal, like we are going to physically bring you back to life.
Spell of necromancy.
Yeah. There's also a song that is about literally like either making someone out of or drowning someone in chocolate to eat them. That one's called Sweet Bod.
Nice.
Yep.
That laptop has like the bottom panel is. Like,
yeah, it is. I need to
that
replace
always
it.
been that way?
For like a good year or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm replacing this soon. That's probably among the first things I'm replacing with my
Stimulus
no. That went mostly to the camera.
Oh yeah. That's probably.
I was saying earlier that some equity that I had in the company I used to work for is now forcibly coming back at me because they got acquired and I'm not accredited, so they have to cash out anyone that's not accredited. So I'm gonna get some money and I'm gonna get a new laptop for it because this one is literally, this thing is.
I mean, it's been rough and it like dies all the time, and
this laptop is older than the legendary Let's Play. Like, that's how far back this one goes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to replacing it and having something that works well, works fast.
That it is unable to update its operating system. Like, that's probably not great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think Touchtone Telephone, song number 2, might be about the serial killer stalking someone and begging them to call back, I think. I'm trying to remember. It's literally someone who's like harassing a person endlessly.
You just want to rip something apart. I just want to rip this thing out.
No. I never wanted that ever.
I just gotta like rip little pieces out.
And I assume Spiral of Ants. Spiral of Ants is partly about trying to break away from the monotony and break away from the herd, but it also appears to be metaphorically about just the endless cycle of this learning the same lessons again and again.
Yeah,
it's kind of like has the double thing. It's pretty. Neil Ciciereg is a fucking really, really, really good musical artist. He's been good for decades at this point. It pisses me off how goddamn good he's been for literally 20 years now.
Yeah.
And he's like the same age we are, and I'm just like, how has he been this good for this long? But I don't know.
I can't just be about ants. They're cool. Ants are actually, yeah.
It's also about ants.
Ants are cool.
I
feel like, I don't know, just like sometimes just like, wouldn't it be nice if we were just like ants? And it's like you have your purpose, and it's not. That's just what it is.
But Ben, we learned that we can't just be ants from the ants in the movie Ants.
Like, that's such a,
and also the ants in
that movie has such a human bias to it. Like, who
that
are we
movie
to tell ants how to be?
That
the
movie
ants have shit figured out, man. If you're a worker ant, you know what you do? Work
and work and work.
They work
and work and work now and work and work.
I mean, like, yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to like make decisions and stuff, but at the same time,
who needs free will when you could be an ant?
At the same time, it's like,
who needs the ability to make decisions when you can be flicked off a picnic blanket at massive speed?
Ants probably don't have very good health coverage.
Probably not. Actually, you know what? They probably have great health coverage based on like how ant society works.
Do they like try to like if an ant gets injured, do they not just like leave it behind?
No, I think they usually try to like take care of themselves. Ants and bees are like really, really smart as species go in terms of like how they function.
Legs?
I don't know about that. I don't think bugs are very good at that. But I think like I'm relatively sure that they don't. The spiders that pretend to be ants They're not pretending to be ants to eat ants. They're pretending to be ants because ants are way scarier to most things than spiders are. Yeah, there's a lot of really fucking scary ants. To like I think ants can eat mites and shit. Mites, like dust mites, and other like very tiny dudes.
Why does that make them scary though?
To mites, they're very scary.
Oh well, I mean, yeah.
What makes sharks scary? I don't know. They can eat me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh man.
Again, that human bias.
Ants have graveyards.
Oh yeah, I have heard that.
They can regrow between molts. Okay, I did not know that.
Oh,
all right,
that's
I guess that makes sense.
So if if an ant loses a leg, and they're like, all right, well let's bring Tucker back to the colony.
Yeah, in 4 days he'll have a new leg.
Feed him for a little bit, so he'll be back to work. So yeah.
Drink some of that sweet, sweet queen juice.
I don't think that's what they eat.
I think, well, no, most of them don't. I think the princess ants basically eat queen juice.
That's weird.
It's very weird. Ants are scary to things that are a lot larger than. Also fair. Fire ants and army ants and shit like that are terrifying.
I mean, yeah, like carpenter ants will just like fuck up a tree.
Yep.
Or house.
Yeah, anything that's made of wood, really.
Yeah, shit like that.
That stuff is. I can't even imagine living like 1,000 years ago and coming across that for the first time, being like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah.
There's just a swarm of wiggly shit, and it just ate my boat.
That's actually one of my favorite in Rick and Morty. They have this like it's like pseudo Avengers style thing where they have like kind of like shitty superheroes, and one of them is 1 million ants. And it's just an amalgam of a million ants that takes human form and can like
fucking
talk.
Great.
And I'm like, yeah, that would be
that'd be fucking terrifying.
Yeah. You punch 1 million ants and they just like scatter and then like crawl up you and go inside and eat your insides. Like, I wouldn't want to fight 1 million ants.
One of the most
that had like a sentience.
One of the most horrifying things that just reminds me in have you read Marvel Zombies, or are you familiar with Marvel Zombies at all?
I'm somewhat familiar with it. Yeah, I don't know if I read it.
It's a set of comics that is full of disturbing shit, and perhaps the most disturbing one is the realization that Sandman makes a point of fighting fair as much as he possibly can in every single interaction he has with every single other person he fights, because when a zombified Peter Parker literally just bites, like just mauls and consumes a bunch of like Sinister Six members and stuff, Sandman chases after him, loses him, finds Peter Parker, but it's not the same one. It's his own universe as Peter Parker. Like the zombie one came in from another universe. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But he finds his universe as Peter Parker, accuses him of being a fucked up individual who just murdered the shit out of a bunch of people. So he turns himself into sand particles, dives down his throat, and explodes him.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, he has always been capable of that.
I guess he could just do that.
If he ever really wanted to be. And I mean, I feel like that plays into the idea that in most iterations, Sandman is kind of an anti-villain. Like, he's not necessarily doing it just to be bad. It's just like he just lives a life of crime because that's kind of just what he's got.
He can get away with it.
Yeah, like who's gonna stop? How could you stop him?
Right,
I'm sure they stop him with like freeze rays and stuff, but
something dumb.
Yeah, but like he could at any point just kill someone that trivially, and it's just like super horrifying. It's a mess. But yeah, so Marvel Zombies is fun. I kind of hope that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness at least peeks very briefly into that universe for a split second. We're so wildly off topic from anything that could be considered related to D-pad, but
that's fine.
Any last thoughts? We've been in here for an hour and a half. Yeah, I know, right? You've been up here for about an hour, I think.
Yeah.
And I have to get
back to finishing. I was remaking my entire interface for my priest.
Nice.
Well, not entirely remaking it, but making a lot of changes.
I got some stuff to
I'll
write.
Finish it before the next raid, otherwise I'll be completely ineffective at what I do.
You're like,
Cast
I'm a priest here.
That's not here anymore.
Oh God. Ant-Man, can Ant-Man get small enough to go up the butthole of Sandman's sand particles? Well, Jeff, no, because his sand particles don't have individual butts.
Yeah.
Duh. but he could go up Sandman's butthole while he's becoming or coming back from being sand.
Yeah, but even then, like, if Ant-Man went up Sandman's butthole and, like, tried to grow and blow up Sandman, Sandman could just be like, change into sand. I'm fine.
Yep. You don't know what happens to Ant-Man is what I've decided that acronym means.
I mean, I guess I don't know what happens to Ant-Man.
Oh, God. But sand grains are literally crystals. They're, I mean, they're tiny, but
rock.
Yeah, they're tiny little crystalline, like aluminum. I forget what they're mostly made of. It's silica.
Yeah.
Silicon, aluminum, some other shit. And it's literally, Ant-Man would look at it and be like, well, that's a boulder.
Yeah.
It's like a glacier of salt.
Although if he goes subatomic or whatever.
Yeah, then he could slip in between them cracks.
Yeah. But he would have to do that a lot of times.
Yeah, crystalline structures are basically the most solid a solid thing gets. So,
well, I'm assuming he could like get into the granule of sand, then expand and blow it up. One individual grain of sand.
I'd be willing to bet that Ant-Man could expand and blow up a grain of sand, yes. Yeah. I feel like it would not be particularly difficult to make that work.
And he would just have to do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
I need to start reading Marvel Comics because I'm curious how some of these heroes and villains interact outside of their usual wheelhouses from time to time.
I think that they just pretend that they just don't think about it. They're just like, let's not.
I assume they try to be smart about it and they go like, all right, fine. Daredevil will occasionally probably run into a couple of Spider-Man's villains from time to time because they both operate out of New York.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, if they're going to write a story, like...
I bet Ant-Man runs into the West Coast Avengers a lot.
Huh?
I bet Ant-Man runs into the West Coast Avengers a lot.
Oh, I didn't know there were different divisions.
There's a ridiculous number of divisions.
Yeah, I guess
there's the Great Lakes Avengers, which are mostly a joke team. I know there's a Canadian Avengers team.
Cheese Man?
No, but Squirrel Girl is one of them.
Oh, well, isn't she like absurdly powerful?
Yes.
For some reason?
Yes, she is. She is essentially Deadpool minus the rampant violence. Like, she's silly as shit and is somehow able to beat up the biggest, strongest dudes.
Yeah, but it has
like
nothing
she's
to do
killed
with her squirrel powers. She's just also really fucking strong.
There's that. She's also pretty clever and like thinks on her feet very well. I think she's beaten Thanos and Galactus. I think those are both under her.
But like, why? Like, she just punches them? Like, I don't... Like, how did she do that?
I haven't read it.
Oh.
So that's all I know. I miss you too, Jeff. We need to end the virus so you can come home to here is home.
Come to second home.
Oh, man. If I were in Infinity War, I would simply defeat Thanos before the snap. Oh, man. Somebody have all the powers that Crocodile from One Piece has. That I do not know because I don't know One Piece at all, and there's like 900 issues of the manga at this point, I think. So
it's more than that. Yeah, 900 something.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we should probably call it about here. I feel like we're just kind of like drifting now. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Next month, I believe it's going to be Friday, May 29th is our next Patreon Hangout. Anyone watching this now, you guys know how this works. But anyone that's watching after the fact, not live, you can go to patreon.com. Was that you?
Sneezed.
Oh, I was like, what the hell was that noise?
She's infected.
Oh, no.
Quarantine her.
But yeah, so you can head to patreon.com/dpadfm where you can learn more about our patronage rewards and things, of which this is one. You can also check us out on twitter.com/downrightdpad, youtube.com/dpadfm, or downrightdpad. I still don't know how that works. They've got like 7 different ways to get to a YouTube page, and I think both of those work for us.
Oh, yeah.
One of them is like youtube.com/thing. One of them is youtube.com/c/thing. I think the C stands for channel. But yeah, also twitch.com or twitch.tv/dpadfm is a thing as well. Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep a lot this weekend. We will see you guys later. Thank you guys so
Love
much for hanging
y'all.
out. Bye, 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 bye.